Yeah.
The other thing that for those who weren't with us last week that you might find helpful is in your top right hand corner, you can change it to speaker view. I have it on gallery view so I can see everyone, but if you change it to speaker view, then I'll be nice and big and in your living rooms with you. Or you can choose not to do that. So it's so nice to see so many people today, and you know, it's a good way to work out with this crazy snow that we're getting, certainly down in off the side of the bay, our beautiful lake effect. So today is a strength building workout. Saturdays will be for strength building. And, you know, it's different times and we don't have all of the equipment that we would normally have access to in a gym. So, you know, be creative, look around, never underestimate the benefit of body weight. But you can use water bottles, you can use bags of flour, you can use bags of sugar, you can use light weights, you can use resistance bands. There's all different things that you can use. What I'm going to do is we'll go through the warm-up together, then I'm going to explain the exercises. We're going to do 12 reps of every exercise, and then we'll have a 2-minute break. And we're gonna do 5 reps. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, I'm going to show you an easy modification and a way to make it a little bit harder for yourself. So that's really up to you. I want you to work at your level, and what you really want is just to see progress. For a lot of us, we've been sitting, we've been stuck on screens, we've been in computers, we haven't been as active as we normally have. So this is really just getting us moving and starting to, you know, reclaim that foundation so that by the time we can get outside regularly and hopefully on the water later this year, that we'll be ready, and that's going to help to prevent injuries. And just from an overall wellness perspective, as we get older, you know, strength building is really important for our bone density, and it is really important for protecting all of our joints and our muscles. So let's get started with the workout. They are, I'm just going to flip my screen here.
There we go.
I don't know what happened there. Okay, it's 30 seconds each exercise. I'm going to start the timer. We are going to do a march in place. Then we're going to do a high knee. Then we're going to do a curtsy. And I will call them out. Then we're going to do small squat, kick up to our butt. Then we're going to do an imaginary jump rope, only because I'm terrible at jump rope. Then we're going to do jumping jacks or modified jumping jacks, side lunges, half squat with a stretch, front leg kicks, and then a lateral football run. And I will call them out and you can watch me. Brenda, can you get that? So we are going to start in 10 seconds. 5. And just some basic marching. Let's just get those moving. And let's roll these shoulders out. Switch the direction that your shoulders are rolling. All right, let's get those knees a little higher. Doing more of a compound movement, getting our heart rate up, warming up our inner body temperature. Now we're going over to a curtsy, so a bit of a lateral movement. You just go down as much as you want. If you need a little bit more and you want to warm up, you can move your arms up. Oops. All right, butt kickers. Little squat and up. Movements can be a bit faster. And a little bit of jump rope. Wow, some of you look like you are really good jump ropers. I'm terrible.
Faster than I am.
3 more seconds. And either jumping jacks or modified jumping jacks. So if you know jumping jacks, you know the drill. Modified, you're out and out. Make sure you're getting that full range of motion with your arms. And from there, we're going into side lunge. Over each side. Body nice and tall. You don't have to rush the movement. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in your inner thigh. We're warming up the hips. We're warming up the glutes and hamstrings and our thighs. From there, feet just a little bit more than shoulder width apart, bit of a squat and a stretch. Moving into some rotation, warming up our trunk.
Scooter.
Sorry about that. And some just nice soft front leg kicks. So knee up first, extend that leg.
Come on, Scoots. Eat the cat in the middle of this.
Nice. Seen some good height there.
Your foot.
And a little bit of cardio to finish. You're going to do a football run. 1, 2, 3, knee up. 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 Well done, everyone.
You're crazy.
All right, get yourself a drink of water. Just walk around a little bit. Give everybody about a minute, and then we're going to go through the circuit. There we go, I can see it now. It is so pretty out there. Okay. you have questions during the workout, I just moved my chat so I can see everyone. In our rest periods, feel free to unmute and ask me a question. But I just ask for, just so that the Zoom moves quickly, that you are muted while we're working out. So I'm going to go through the exercises for Hope Float's crew. They are the same exercises that they were last week. So we're going to start with a squat. Important things to remember in a squat. Weight is in your heels. You are coming down and you are mostly vertical. You are not leaning forward. You're coming in and you are pushing up. Think about in your movements, for most of you who are paddlers, about when the paddle is in the water. So you want that kind of explosive up and pushing. So that's what you want to do. There's different ways that you can do it to modify. You say, Gwen, I have bad knees. I can't do that. So different modifications that you can do. We all can sit in a chair. You just come down till your butt touches the chair and push up. Then you're not getting that same range, but you're still getting that work and focusing on that muscle group. You say, Gwen, I need it harder. So lots of ways to make it harder. You hold a weight in your hand. You have a resistance band. It can go right here around your knees, and that will give you a little bit more pressure as you're pushing outward. The other thing to remember is when you're coming down, you don't want your knees caving in, you want to be pushing out. From squats, we're going to go to glute bridges. You're going to lay down, mat, carpet, nice triangle with your legs, and you're going to push up. And again, when you're pushing up, you want to try and see what kind of motion, explosive motion you can get going up, and you're going to squeeze your bum at the top. From there, we're going to go to push-ups. Push-ups are whatever modification of push-ups you want to do. So if you are just new to push-ups, you can do them right on the wall. You want your arms at about a 45. Do not do this. That puts too much pressure on your shoulders. You want to be at a 45, step away, down and up. Your body is a lever. It's straight. If you're ready to do more, stack your arms over your shoulders, come down. Again, your body is straight. Or get right up on your toes and push up. Pullovers. You can do this without a weight, the light weight. You're going to be laying down. Arms are straight in the air, coming back as much range of motion as you can get, and pulling up. And again, on the pull up, you've got that quicker paddle through the water motion. Then we are into hammer curl. 2 weights, 2 water bottles. Arms are fully extended, wrists are straight. Pull up, slow down. Quick up, slow going down. Then we're going to do some ab work. Heel touches. Back down into that glute bridge position. And you are going to be reaching and touching. And then windshield wipers. Laying on the floor. Get my best side for a second. Knees at 90. Arms out for balance. Going to swing one way, then the other way. Working those obliques. If you need a bit more, you can take those legs straight out. And then standing twist, light weight. You can even do this with a broomstick. You're going to stand completely square, arms straight out like we paddled. Twist, center, twist. So that's a breakdown of the exercises. For those with your camera, what worked well last week is I'm going to do the exercises with you. I'm going to see some people stand up, but once you're done, just give me a wave and then I know that everybody's done and we can move on to the next one. So if we're ready, we're going to start with squats. You are going to do 12 reps of squats. Everybody ready? And go. Nice and tall, looking good. Excellent. Down for glute bridge. On your own time, 12 reps. Nice and strong on the up. Exhaling as you come up. Oh, I saw a couple of waves. How's everybody doing there? All right, roll over or push-ups, whatever form works for you. Once you're done that, you're going to roll back onto your back for pullovers. Whatever weight is comfortable for you to continue to have good form. You want nice straight limbs. If it is too difficult, you can bend your knees or you can have your legs straight out for a bit more of a challenge. So you want your arms straight in the air, full range of motion, coming up strong, exhaling on the way up. If you are finding you're having a hard time with range of motion, your weight is too heavy right now. The beauty of it is, within a couple of weeks, you're going to go, "Wait, that's way too light." And when you're done, back up to standing for hammer curl. 2 weights in hand, by the knees. Make sure you're keeping those elbows tucked in, coming up strong, and going back down. Looking good. Make sure you're not swinging at the bottom. You don't want to use that momentum. You're just wasting energy. Nicely done. Heel touches. Back down into that glute bridge position. Knees are bent. How far your feet are from your butt determines how hard the exercise is. The farther your feet are away, the more you have to bend to get there. And 12 reps. You can stay down. We're going from heel touches to windshield wipers. So your knees are going to be at 90 arms out for balance, and you're going to swing those legs to one side as far as you can and bring them back over to the other side. 12 in total. And when you're done, up for standing twist. Again, only as much weight as you can do the exercise with proper form. You want nice straight limbs. You want nice solid core, nice solid hips. One direction, center, other direction, 12 in total. Make sure those shoulders are down. And water break, round one done. I'm just going to mess around with my settings while we are on break. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free to unmute.
Gwen, on the last, it's Nancy. On the last one,
Yes.
look like you're moving your hips, you're twisting your hips as well, so your legs move a little bit.
They do. Your shoulders are going to be solid,
Right.
but you are going to be moving your hips. Your hip is going to come up.
Right. Okay. It's not just a twist of the waist. Okay.
That's right. That's right. You're working all of this, right? That's the point is building those obliques. I was talking last week and in the last couple of sessions that we've had, how important our obliques are. And I'm not a big burpee fan. I'm not a big crunch fan. I find people will hurt their necks, things like that. I know I get a stiffness here too. So I've avoided adding those into the workout. What's really important with our obliques, and we tend to focus on crunches, is when we're in the boat and we're paddling and we're up, this is our supporting wall, right? So when we're coming down, if this isn't strong, we're collapsing, and that's where we're losing form. So it's really important to focus on that part of our abs. The rest of it is all worked as well with the different exercises, but we really are working on strengthening this foundation part of our core.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Got 10 seconds before we start again. Everybody ready? And we start with squats. When you're ready, we move down to glute bridge. And if you're finding it easy, bring your feet closer to your bum, or you can put a light weight right in your hip creases. Yes. And just add a little bit more resistance to the workout. I don't like it because they roll around. Exhaling on the way up. When you're done, you're going to roll over 4 push-ups. Making sure your body is that lever, that your hips aren't collapsing and your bum isn't too high in the air. Exhaling on the way up. We're staying on the ground for pullovers. On your back, you need a bit of a modification. Your knees can be up. Mount it a little bit harder. Get your legs straight out. Arm at 90. Full range of motion. And quick, back up to 90. Exhaling as you come up. Your choice of weight is really up to you. You just want to make sure that you're using really good form. When you're done that, we're back up to standing for hammer curls. Arms relaxed at sides. Make sure those elbows are tucked in, and you're just coming back straight up to parallel. It's really important to focus on your breath pattern. That translates really well to paddling or running. I know that was a big problem for me when I started running. Not that I'm a great runner. We are going down to heel touches. So back on your backs, into that glute bridge position. And tapping your heels. $12 reps in total. From heel touches, we move to windshield wiper. Knees at 90. Again, if you need more, pull your legs right up and swing over. But you want to keep your legs sealed. You do not want legs moving all over the place. And just go to the edge of your range of motion. 12 in total. And then back up to standing for twist. And nice straight limbs. And you'll see as you warm up that your rotation and how far you're reaching back to the wall is actually increasing. And when you're done, we are done round 2 and into a 2-minute break. Make sure that you're getting water. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute. Each week, these will be the core focus of the exercises, but we're going to add a little bit each week. When we are, so the squat will become more of a compound movement. But we want to get a really good established base of the foundational exercises. Tuesdays is our cardio workout. So it's a high intensity interval. And that circuit will not change each week. So once you get the moves down, you can just move right through. The cool part about the cardio is whatever number of reps you're doing today, you're going to increase it by a lot by the time we're done in April.
Can I just say that if anybody wants to chat afterwards, when it's all over, we'll have a little bit of a social time that we can introduce ourselves. And at the beginning, I will start this up 15 minutes early every session. So anybody that wants to chat a little bit. The first session was a little hectic as we were setting it up, but next time I will be more available for chatting.
Yeah, we're still all a work in progress here. So I'm still figuring out cameras and lighting and equipment, and it's different times, right? So it's just so great to see everybody's smiling face. So that's wonderful. And we are going to get in a boat. I just don't know when. All right, round 3, everyone. When you are ready, we start with squats. 12 reps. You're nice and warm now. See if you can get a little bit lower in your squat. But if you're compromising your form and starting to lean forward, it's like in the boat. I want to see all of this. Looking good, everybody. And now we're down for glute bridges. If you're feeling nice and warm, try and bring your heels just a little bit closer to your bum. And just hold for like a millisecond at the top. It's a nice stretch to your hip flexors. I know for me, I constantly battle with my hip flexors. Once you're done your glute bridges, we are going to roll over for push-ups. You're still on the floor, rolling over for pullovers. I'm going to grab a little heavier weight now that I'm warm. Straight out at 90, full range of motion, nice and quick, back up to 90. Exhaling on the way up. And once you're done, we are up for hammer curl. Nice and tall, arms by your sides, elbows tucked in. Nice and quick to the top, slow down. Exhaling on the way up. Nice, nice form, everyone. And we're back down for heel touches. Back into that glute bridge position. Again, if you want it to be a bit harder, in this time you move your feet away from your core. $12 in total. Make sure that you are not crunching your neck while you are doing this and tightening up, especially as you're getting tired. You want to keep that nice and relaxed. From there, we go to windshield wipers. Knees at 90 or fully extended. See if you can get a little more range of motion. Oops. You want to be drawing your core in a little bit. Kind of push that belly button towards your back. What you're going to find is you're going to have more control in the movement. And once you're done that, we are up for standing twist. Again, nice straight limbs, shoulders down. And we are done, set 3. How's everybody feeling? Everybody's looking really strong.
I just want to mention to Nancy's question earlier about the twists and whether or not you're moving your hips. If you have bad knees, if you move your hips, the more you move your hips, the harder it is on your knees. So if your knees are I keep my hips looking forward and twist my body.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked Brenda, because I'm not supposed to actually squat as much as I'm not supposed to even squat to 90. I do, or try to, but because my left knee is still has fluid and whatnot. So
yeah.
I don't want.
Sorry, Nancy, I misunderstood the question. I thought you were talking about the windshield wipers, not the standing twist.
Oh no, it was the twist. But I was noticing your knee. But I when I did it last time and letting my hips go, I was just concentrating on making sure my knee just came straight forward a little bit.
Yes.
As opposed to, I have to really concentrate on keeping it tracking.
Yeah.
Because to me, I had a Baker cyst that was like, shocked everybody, like 7 centimeters long and 1 centimeter wide or something. I didn't even feel.
Oh my gosh.
I have to.
Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But you're, just to be clear then, to the extent we watch our knees, like for those with knee issues, and make sure they track. For the twist, you can move your hips.
You can do slight movement. You really want to be focused on any of the exercises. I want you to think about what muscles you're working. And what happens is, especially when we're tired, we tend to let other parts of our body compensate.
Right.
So it's easier in a twist to be like letting our knees go, and right, because then more parts of our body are working. You are naturally going to have some hip movement, which you're going to have in the boat when you're paddling, but
right.
You want to keep this all engaged. You don't want it all moving, it's all connected. You want to be one piece. So there's going to be some movement, but I know it's hard to see. My other camera isn't working today for some reason. I'm not kind of doing this, right?
No. Yeah.
You're still keeping this all engaged, but there's going to naturally be a bit of a hip throw when you're moving.
Yeah. Well, I noticed one of your knees was coming forward a bit, but I know
my left, because I have trouble with my left knee.
Oh, okay. So ideally on the twist, then you're just twisting at the waist?
You
just twist from the belly button up.
Okay.
Just think from the belly button up. That's where you always twist. Anything lower than that, you're gonna throw everything out of kilt. So yeah, just keep the pelvic floor engaged, and just think of your belly button as the marker, and that's where you twist. Like twist from, like the center point of it.
Thanks, Kay. Nice to see you.
All right, are we ready
This
to move?
is great so far. That's awesome.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, For our first class, go ahead and Brenda's. This is great.
Good. Well, we've still got 2 sets to go, ladies, and gentlemen. So let's go back into squats. I'm seeing some upping in the weights. That's great. All right, into glute bridges. Again, see if you can tuck those heels just a little closer. Exhaling on the way up. And when you're ready, you're going to roll over or push-ups. Making sure you're focused on the angle of your arms. Make sure they are not extended out. I can't even do it like this. That puts too much pressure on the front of your shoulders. And you want to be nice and stacked. And you're just lowering that lever and pushing it back up. Whether you're on the wall, if the wall's too easy but the floor is too hard, you can even move to a chair or a table or some sort of piece of furniture. Just make sure it's pushed against a wall so that you do not fall. And from there, we are moving into pullovers. Once you're done your pullovers, we are standing up for hammer curl. Keeping those elbows tucked in. Make sure when you're coming down that we're not using that momentum to get back up. You're going to actually almost do like a micro pause at the bottom. Nice and strong up, back down. And back down for heel touches. From heel touches, we are moving into windshield wipers. Make sure that your shoulders, they may come up a slight bit, but you do not want your shoulders rolling with your legs. And when you're done, up for standing twist. Some tall, arms straight. And we are into break. If you're finding that your flexibility is not where you'd like it to be, or you're having trouble keeping your arms straight and parallel, you don't have to do this with any weight. You can take a broomstick and just twist and get that motion going. You're better to do it with less weight than to have your arms down here or bent.
I really appreciate the reminders of which way to be breathing. I always get it screwed up. So like knowing when I should be exhaling and inhaling, that's really helpful.
Oh, thank you, Colleen. It's really important to me. It's a good reminder to me as well. So I do it for everyone's benefit. But I think, you know, especially as we move forward and we start doing outdoor exercises, whether it's paddling or running, you know, I used to struggle all the time to get my breath. And I know for the paddlers in the group, you know, learning how to breathe while paddling was a game changer for me, because I was doing this shallow breathing and I wasn't getting the appropriate amount of air into my lungs so it didn't matter that I did have good cardio. I was kind of doing this shallow breath. So learning that rhythmic breathing is really important, and you're mirroring it in the exercises that we're doing. And I believe this is our last round. Look at this, Brenda, we're on time today. And we're gonna go in about 15 seconds. We're gonna do a short cool down afterwards. If you have to go, you know, enjoy your weekend. However, it's really important to stretch. And we're gonna get started with our last round. And we're gonna start with squats. When you are ready, and off you go. Nicely done. Nice seeing you all nice and tall. In down into glute bridge. Now you're getting a bit tired. Make sure you're still going really strong on the way up. And lower slowly. Once you're done, we are rolling over for push-ups. Exhaling on the way up. I just corrected my form. I found my arms were too far out. You want to make sure that you're stacked. From there, rolling back onto your back for pullovers. Nice range of motion. Nice and quick on the way up. Exhaling as you come up. And once you're done that, we're back up for hammer curl. Nice and strong on the way up, and release. All right, last set of ab work. Down 4 heel touches. Sure you're not crunching your neck. From there, we are moving into windshield wipers. And we are up for standing twist. Nice and strong, last exercise of the morning. And that's a wrap. Well done, everyone. I'm just going to move my screen to our cool down. All right, everyone. How's everybody feeling? It's a bit of a tricky workout. I know Brenda and I were discussing after that you don't feel like you've worked hard, but you really have worked hard today. Bye, Sabrina. So yeah, just, make sure that we're stretching. For some, you may want to do an Epsom salt bath. If you're doing an Epsom salt bath, make sure that you're drinking. That's pulling out toxins, it's pulling out water. You want to make sure that you're staying hydrated. So let's start with some nice big arm circles. Switch direction. Bringing your arms at your side. Let's just do some shoulder rolls. Let's do 5 back. Making sure we're trying to get as much range of motion as we can. And switch direction. All right, give that a shake. I'm going to do into some goalposts. Arms nice and parallel. You're going to push back, and then you're going to rotate down. Up, down. Now we're going to move into a neck stretch. One arm, tuck it behind your back, hand on the top of the head. It is a very, very light touch, and you are just a little bit of pressure. You're releasing right in here. And we're switching, other arm, tuck it behind. This is a very, very gentle movement. I had a neck and shoulder injury about 2 years ago, and this was one of the hardest stretches for me to do, but my physio said it was so important because it released everything for me. Into a tricep stretch. And switching. And we're going into a trunk rotation. Hands on your hips. None of this moves. You are only moving your upper body, and you are doing a twist. You will feel that release through your spine and your back. Come to center, other direction. Bring your arms up, nice big deep breath in, and swan dive down to a forward fold. How far you go down is totally up to you. If you are finding, I'm going to turn this way, that you can only get to here, soften your knees a little bit and get down. What you want to do is you want to release all of this. That's the important part. And you can straighten until you feel a stretch. You do not want to feel pain. I want you to come up, arms on the top of your quads. And we're going to do some cat-cow. So we're going to push up, we're going to exhale, we're going to tuck that belly button in, and we're going to inhale, and we're going to go to cow. We're going to push our butt back. Do that 3 more times on your own. We're going to do a little bit of hip work today, which we didn't do last time. I want everybody on their back. Here, I'll demonstrate because once you go down, it's probably hard to see me. We're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So you're going to be in that glute bridge position. You're going to cross one leg over. That may be enough for you to just feel that opening in your hip. If you need more, you can bring this up. If you really need more, you can thread your leg through. And just hold that. And release, switching legs. One leg crosses over the other. See how that feels there, if that's opening up. Otherwise, the leg can come up. And number 3, you can wrap your arms around your leg. Sitting up. We're going to do a cobbler stretch, so feet together. Wherever is comfortable for you to hold. You may only hold here. You may hold here. You may hold at your toes. And just pushing those feet, those knees down towards the floor. Opening up those inner thighs. Back up to standing. And do a couple of deep breaths. Big inhale up. Nice exhale. One more time. And last one. And we are done.